Babashuaib, the correctional officer, born in Accra, Ghana, a Quranic researcher and a critical thinker based on religion, who does online lectures based on the guidance of the Quran on platforms such as Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok since 2018. In Finland, and 13 years, QBE, in Classical Arabic and MSA in Quranic Arabic. The author of the Refer to the Quran, which helps every novice to understand the steps towards understanding the Great Quran and the guidance of God in it.
Assalamu alaikum, ladies and gentlemen. Peace be upon you all. Just a second. Yeah. Peace be upon you. Thank you all for coming. Kindly share so other people can join. Thank you all for coming. So I'm streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok at the same time, simultaneously. Thank you all for coming. Yeah, just a second. Yeah, thank you very much, Sister Alma. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah. Okay. So kindly share so other people can join. This is babashuaib, the correctional officer. We are here once again, as we always make it a point every Wednesday. I try my best to be available for those who support and also follow the truth, right? So let me give some shout outs before I start. So salam to you, 7 Layers TikTok, and those on TikTok, peace be upon you. And then we have Facebook, YouTube, we have Dangana, we have Tariq Ayub, we have LV, Gongoli, Sophie, Peters, Baba Seydunagan, Kapis, salam. I see Rashid, Sobriety, Sister Alma Johnson. I see you, Amajд Rabbani, I see you, Marwan Divaj, I see you, Tikas Adams, Kodisia, Quran Universal, Mohammed Iqbal, Abubakar Abdul Jalil Jadi says, please, how do I get stars? If you click on if you are on Facebook, you see the stars, the link in the comment section, you see my name with the comments, it says you can support me by sending stars. I think when you click on it, it will show you the link, right? And we have, salam Abu Bakr, Diana, peace be upon you. Sister Alma says all blue, matching everything, looking great. Thank you. Mood Hussein, Mood Ali, peace, salam. Abdullah Abbas, salam. Gandaugo, salam, peace be upon you. Thank you all for coming. So I see those on TikTok as well. Senu Abdul Hakim, salam to you. Seven Layers says, hope you had a peaceful and positive day, inshallah. Yeah. I almost did. Not 100%, peaceful, positive, but of course, we thank God. Yeah. Yes, I agree with you, Sister Zira Zeba. I agree with you. She said it's very sad that Africans do not demonstrate about peace in Congo, that is the Congo Republic, Democratic Republic of Congo, Sudan, Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger. Yes, Africans don't. Yeah, it's quite unfortunate because I blame it all on the media. And there's a reason why I chose the topic media wars, right? And you are going to understand why I chose the topic media wars. And it's based, I'm going to base the conversation on Israel and Hamas issue, right? But then there's a reason why I chose media wars. And you saw the picture I used as the, for the title. Anyways, Abdul Samad Adam Salam. Yeah. So this is my way. I invite to Allah by perception, I and whoever follows me, and glory be to Allah, for I am not among the idolaters, right? So this is Babashuaib, the correctional officer. We are going to be talking about the media wars and also talking about Israel and Hamas, right? And subsequently, we'll be talking about issues around the world, be it Ukraine, be it Russia, be it all the issues involved, be it in Africa, whatever place it is, be it any fight going on anywhere, right? We are going to talk about that. But first of all, I'm going to play a video from the first president of Ghana. His name is Kwame Nkrumah, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, right? There was a speech he gave. That speech is still relevant. He gave it in the 1960s, right, before his demise. But that speech is still relevant till today. So I want you to pay attention carefully, because this is the correctional officer. Anytime I want you, if you're listening, kindly pay attention, close attention, and listen and watch, because you are going to get the benefit, a lot of benefit from the information. So Salam Youssef, Sahid, Nas Khan, Abdul Rashid Yaqub, Prime and Privilege. Thank you all for coming. I'm done now with the salams. Now we are going straight to the topic of today, right? So I'll be playing the video. Then let me see. Let me play the video. I share the video first. Is it possible I can share the video file here? So let's listen. Alvi Gongoli says, are you going to talk about Kosovo-Serbia conflict? The issue of conflict I'm going to talk about is all over, right? I'll be talking about all the conflicts. Yeah, there's a reason. Mainly, I'm going to focus on Israel and Hamas, right? But I'm going to take it all over, right? So let's listen to Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. I'm going to play the video. Let me see, where can I play it? Yeah, I can play it here. The forces are... Yeah, I can play it here. Yeah, then I'll share it on the screen, right? So bear with me just a second. Yeah. Sorry about this. Let me see what I can do on this. Yeah. The forces arrayed against us are, and I use the word most carefully, formidable. They are intense and powerful. They are, as I've taken some pains to explain, they operate in worldwide combinations at all levels: political, economic, military, cultural, educational, social, and trade. And not all. And through intelligence,
cultural and information services. They operate from European and African centers, using agents who, I'm ashamed to say, are often unpatriotic sons of Africa, buying personal satisfactions with the betrayal of their country's safety and integrity. They seduce leaders. They seduce leaders of the African political, trade union, and people's organizations, thus creating rifts and horrors within the national front. On the broader front, they are massing their forces in a determined effort to stay the advance of African liberation and the march of unity. They are attempting many methods, some sinister, some beguiling, to wreck our efforts. They strike anti-patriotic postures. On one side, they perform acts calculated to strike fear. On the other, they try to do hoodwink us with fictitious gifts, which superficially pander to our hopes and aspirations. They are the present attempts to deflect our purpose, to weaken our determination.
Now, if you have heard carefully the video I just played, what I'm going to do is I'm going to replay the video. Then I'll take you step by step so that you can actually get the gist of why I'm playing this video before I delve into the topic of today, right? There is a reason. Yeah, salam ala jata, salam Isa Watson, salam Mahmoud Abdullah, all of you. Thank you all for coming. Sam Young, Oscar, thank you all. I appreciate that. Let me focus on the topic. Thank you, Bibi Ali. So I played a video for a reason. That was Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, the first president of Ghana, right? He was the one who fought, who helped to gain the independence of Ghana, 1957, right? And he made some amazing speeches throughout his years. But this is one of the speech which actually caught my attention. And JF Kennedy also made the similar. The one who was assassinated, he made a similar speech. I might be playing it along the way. But somebody will say, if you are here to talk about the media or the media wars or Israel or Hamas, what has this got to do with that? This speech has to do with the universal issues we are facing today, because a lot of people are sleeping. The majority of people are sleeping. They have no idea what is going on, right? So I want to show you why such things are happening and how media controls the narrative. Media is the biggest enemy in the world right now, right? And especially when technology is involved, what we call the AI, they can manipulate the news with the blink of an eye. I'm serious. So be careful what you take on social media or on the internet. We are in the age of doom. Yes, media is dangerous, right? Okay, so I'm going to play the video again. Then we are going to go step by step, and then I'll help you understand what I want you to see, right? So let me see. I can do this. So let's start over.
The forces arrayed against us are, and I use the word most carefully, formidable.
Now, he says the forces which are raised against us are, and he says, I use the words most carefully, formidable. When we say formidable, we are talking about extremely impressive in strength and excellence. Second meaning is inspiring fear. So the late Kwame Nkrumah said, the forces arrayed against us are and I use the word most carefully, formidable, meaning extremely impressive in strength or excellence. Second meaning, as inspiring fear. So formidable. Let's go on.
They are intense and powerful. They are, as I've taken some pains to explain.
Kwame Nkrumah says they are entrenched and powerful. They are, as I have taken some pains to explain. They are entrenched. He keeps using the word they. I want you to underline the word they, right? And when we jump into the topic of today, like I said, the media wars. So it's mainly going to focus on Israel and Hamas, but I'm using media wars to talk about the wars all over the world in general, right? Okay. Let's move on.
They operate in worldwide combinations at all levels: political, economic, military, cultural, educational, social, and trade.
So he says they operate in worldwide combinations at all levels. We are not talking about, this is not an issue limited to Africa. This is an issue about the secret society, the elites who rule the world, who control narratives. Don't be surprised you see war happening, people being treated unjustly, people being oppressed, the leaders are quiet, not saying anything, and you are thinking, what is going on? Why is nobody making a move? Why are they not stopping this? And you keep wondering, all of a sudden, where are the powerful leaders? They are not powerful anymore? What is going on? So Kwame Nkrumah is giving you the gist. Remember, he was also taken out based on coup d'etat, right? He traveled to Guinea and then they told him to stay there. He shouldn't come back. That is the coup d'etat. That's how they took him off the power till he died. What I want you to understand is, these same people he keep using they are the ones who eliminated Gaddafi. They are the ones who eliminated Saddam Hussein. Right? I'm just giving you the gist. They are the same people who went to fight Assad, right? In Syria. You understand after I finish this video, right? You get to understand the gist. Okay. So they operate in worldwide combinations of at all levels: political, economic, military, cultural, education, social, and trade. This man I'm playing his video is an elite president of Ghana, the first president of Ghana, right? He has met all the dignitaries in the world you can mention. He was friends with J.F. Kennedy, who was assassinated, right? That is, you can look him up, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. That is the first president of Ghana, right? Okay. So now he is giving you the gist and the secrets about these elites, what they can do or what they are capable of. So he started by describing them as formidable. You think it's a joke, eh? Okay, let's find out.
And not all. And through intelligence, cultural, and information services.
So that's not all. That's not all. They deal with what? And not all, and through intelligence. That's FBI, CIA, etc. This FBI, CIA, there's nothing going on in this world or America FBI doesn't know about or CIA doesn't know about. They will use cultural means as well. And to this modern day, I won't say only culture, they use religion as well to infiltrate. They are the ones who are trying to legalize homosexuality through religion, to make videos out there. Then they will depict somebody as an actor acting to be a homosexual pastor or homosexual Muslim. This is the work of that Kwame Nkrumah was telling you about. He made this speech in the 1960s, right? This is more like a prophecy and a visionary leader telling you what you should expect. So he's telling, it's a warning. And not all, and through intelligence, cultural, and information services, which are they? The social media and the media you listen to, like CNN, BBC, Al Jazeera, Reuters. You mentioned them. Yes, you mentioned the list. So that these people Kwame Nkrumah is tagging as they, the elites, they are in charge of all this. Through intelligence, cultural, and information services. When Obama told you he killed Bin Laden, did they ever show you the video? Did they ever show you the pictures? Did they ever show you anything? The idea is to control the narrative. Obama just made a speech, came and then gave a public state announcement, and then he said, "Oh, we got him. We killed Bin Laden." That's it. And hey, that's it, right? Okay. Let me finish the video. You understand. Let's go.
They operate from European and African centers, using agents who, I'm ashamed to say, are often unpatriotic sons of Africa.
So he's giving the gist here. He says they again. He used the word they, which we all know is a pronoun, a plural pronoun, right? It's telling you they operate from European and African centers using agents who, I'm ashamed to say, are open, unpatriotic sons of Africa. Remember, this day we are talking about the elite. They always cherry pick people from nations to represent them, to represent their ideologies, right? But Kwame Nkrumah was talking in the perspective of what is happening to Africa at that given time before they did the coup d'etat to him, right? He was talking in the sense of the context of what Africa was facing at that given time, right? So this elite, they operate from European and African centers using agents whom I'm ashamed to say are open, unpatriotic sons of Africa. And this is the same thing they do to every nation. They use the unpatriotic citizens of every nation against you. Yes. So don't be surprised when you see some of the world leaders acting like, you know, they are not okay, or they're saying things and you are surprised. Why is this leader not saying the right thing? Why is he confused? Or is he standing on behalf of you people, but when he goes to face the world leaders, he says something else? You'll be wondering, what is all of a sudden happening to these people? All this injustice going on around the world, the oppression. Do you think these elites cannot see it? But why do you think they are quiet? Ask yourself that second question. Why do you think they are quiet? You think they are there to serve you, just like they lied to you and me, that they are there to use, you think they are there to serve you and I? No. Think twice. Do you think what is happening in Hamas, in Palestine, is a joke? It's not a joke. Do you think what is happening in Ukraine is a joke? No, it's not a joke. But why do you think people are quiet on Ukraine and Russia? Why do you think people are quiet on Sudan and South Sudan and North Sudan issue? Why do you think people are quiet in what is happening in DR Congo? Why? Because the elite control the narrative. They use the media. They own the media stations. They only want you to hear what they want you to hear. Do you understand? Your voice, you don't have a voice if they control everything about you. They can change the narrative. They can twist what media wants you to hear. They can change the storyline and let you hear what they want you to hear. Okay, let me finish the video.
Buying personal satisfactions with the betrayal of their country's safety and integrity.
What happens is buying personal satisfactions with the betrayal of their country's safety. Listen carefully. Buying personal satisfactions with the betrayal of their country's safety and integrity. With their country's safety and integrity. So don't be surprised when you see war arising and then there's a particular nation giving ammunition. Go and fight. They will not join you to fight. They will not help you to fight. No. They will not interfere. Theirs is to give you the ammunition. Go take it. Go and fight. Kill. Yes, that's it. Because they, THEY, the elites, are in charge. It's like a game of chess. You, the citizens, you, the civilians, you think it's a joke? You think they can hear your voice? I can show you how they can hear your voice. But not on your social media writing your opinions. It makes no difference. Nothing. That's why they build for us this virtual world, so that your ideas are catapulted on social media. In real world, people are dying. Do you understand me? Okay, let's go on.
They seduce leaders. They seduce leaders of the African political, trade union, and people's organization. That's creating rifts and horrors within the national front.
What they do is he kept on using the word they. So what they do is they seduce leaders of the African political trade union and people's organization, that's creating rigs, like the rigs in elections and so on. Creating rigs and quarrels between two parties in the same nation. In the same country, in the same nation, they will create rigs. They make sure you infiltrate your system or your country to create division. You fight each other. We only know about a country called Palestine in the 1940s. Before 1948, then we got a country called Israel. Israel never existed. In the early 1930s, coming to the early 1940s. Israel as a country only existed in the year 1948. But before Israel became a country, which country was it? It was Palestine. Palestine. How did it divide to become two countries? And all of a sudden, Israel was a small state, and now Israel is bigger than Palestine. Check for yourself. Go to your Google. Search the map of Palestine in the year 1930. For example, go to the year 1930 and check the world calendar, the world atlas, the world globe map, and check how was Palestine in that year. And now check the same Palestine, check the map in the year 2023 and see how it is compared to the country called Israel. And then you see what is going on. That is what Kwame Nkrumah was telling you about. Yes. Okay. So what did he say? He said they seduce leaders of the African political, trade, union, and people's organization. Thus creating rigs and quarrels within the national fronts of every country. The elites, he keep using they. And I'll give you the gist. I'll be jumping in the modern day media, news stations, BBC and whatever, and tell you and show you how they control the narratives. Let's go.
On the border front, they are massing their forces in a determined effort to stay the advance of African liberation and the march of unity.
On the broader front, that is on the broader front, they are amassing their forces in a determined effort to stay the advance of African liberation and the march of unity. Now, underline the word march of unity. The elite, the biggest threat they are scared of is to see people united in a physical form, not on social media. Look, your protest on social media carries no weight. What this elite are scared of is when you march in unity, physically, demonstrate physically. in your numbers. That is what the elite are scared of. You coming in your numbers on social media, typing your opinions, nobody cares. It doesn't harm a fly. I'm serious. I'm serious. It doesn't harm a fly. Let me tell you one secret about me, babashuaib. When you insult me on social media, you type insult. It doesn't harm me. But do you know sometimes how you can get to my feelings? If physically you see me, you confront me and you insult me. Yeah, it can get to me because then people are looking at me. But on social media, who cares? If I don't pay attention to you, like you are nobody, because I will just ignore your statement. And that is why this elite can censor your statements. They can block your account because they own the media stations. They own the platforms. It's just a button. It's just like a TV, television, watching TV. Pew! You switch it up. Pew! Then the TV go quiet. Do you understand what I'm saying? So Kwame Nkrumah was giving you the gist here. So let's finish listening to him. Then I'll tell you more things to come.
They are attempting many methods, some sinister, some beguiling, to wreck our efforts.
So what they are doing is they are attempting many methods, some sinister, which is based on evil, some beguiling, enticing and charming, to wreck our efforts, and not only African efforts, because that's why Africa is not united. If you go to Africa, we are divided into the Spanish colony, that is Portuguese colony, and then we have English colony, and then we have the French colony. This is how we have been divided in Africa, right? So don't be surprised. Somebody from Ghana going to Togo has to face a lot of hurdles because Togo is a French country. Ghana is an English country, colony, right? So from Ghana to Togo to Benin, that's French. Before you go to Nigeria, which is English colony. Do you see the division there? So it is difficult for Nigeria to actually have direct business with Ghana because there's two countries of French in between. Right? So they try, this is the work of the elite. But listen, before we talk about Israel and Hamas, I'm just setting the foundation so that you understand where I'm heading to.
They strike antipathetic postures. On one side, they perform acts calculated to strike fear. On the other, they try to do hoodwink us with fictitious gifts, which superficially pander to our hopes and aspirations.
They strike antipathetic postures. On one side, they perform acts calculated to strike fear. On the other, they try to goodwink. That's mind control. That's what I call mental slavery. So they will do that, the goodwink, as with fictitious gifts, which superficially pander to our hopes and aspirations. Just like they will just invite the African countries, oh, come, I'll give you money. Like China inviting African leaders to come and take loan. You come, I'll give you. Come, no problem. The president of Ghana, the current president of Ghana, going to the Europe to say Ghana is beyond aid. look at the African leader lying to himself. Ghana is which beyond aid. You get independence in 1957. Look at your country. You don't have a permanent electricity. You don't have permanent water for people to have drinking water. You don't have permanent education quality. You don't have permanent health care. There is no good health care in Ghana. These basic needs are not available. You go to a country where people have to make a queue to go to toilet. What? Then you go and tell a white man again, Ghana is beyond aid, and yet you are going to China to take loan again. You go into countries to take loan. Who are you lying to? Who are you trying to deceive? But my people, when you guys don't wake up and listen to visionary leaders like Kwame Nkrumah, this is the direction we'll be heading to. And this is where wars like Hamas and Israel will be happening in your eyes and you cannot do nothing. Yes. Let's go.
The president attempts to deflect our purpose, to weaken our determination.
They are the present attempts to deflect our purpose. Your main objective, your purpose as a nation, as a country, as a country, your main objective as a country, they are the present attempts to deflect our purpose to weaken our determination. Right? Let's go. Okay. Now, I played the video. What Kwame Nkrumah was telling you was to wake your conscience up so that you understand what is going on in the world. This is something he said in the 1960s. Now you are in the year 2023. We're in the 21st century. What is going on is just in front of your eyes. But you'll be amazed that you are confused on what to do to help. Now, the reason why I played the video from my first president of Ghana, Kwame Nkrumah, was this thing he's saying can affect you in China, can affect you in Ghana, can affect you in Togo, can affect you in every part of the world you are right now. It will affect you. So what you need to understand is where we are right now, the issues we are facing on in the world, like the Hamas issue, Israel-Hamas, like the Russia-Ukraine, the elites are in charge. But how do we change that? Or what are we supposed to do to change that? Right? Okay. So now, let me show you the tactics this day that the first president of Ghana spoke about. I'm going to show you the tactics that the devil is using through the media to control the narratives in the world. So let's check. So let me play one video. There's this guy called Bassem Youssef. He went to talk. He had a talk with Piers Morgan, right? He had a talk with Piers Morgan. So let's check what happened in their conversation, right? Okay.
No Hamas. Since the occupation of the West Bank, 7,000 Palestinians were killed. No music festival, no paragliding, no Hamas. I can go on and on and on and on.
No, but you don't need to, because in a way you're preaching to the choir. I've followed this crisis.
Oh no, you're not preaching. So the thing is, like,
well, in the sense that I know that what you're saying has validity. Of course,
Piers. By the way, Piers. I am at a disadvantage here. I can hear you. I cannot see you. I am in a claustrophobic room, and so please cut me.
Hasn't been a massive problem.
Okay,
between Palestine and Israel going back to the mid-40s. We all know this, right?
Piers, listen. I'm not saying that you're making excuses, but if you are adopting a certain point of view, you have to at least defend it. I'm telling you, there is no Hamas in the West Bank. What is the excuse? Not your excuse. What is the excuse to kill those people?
Well, listen, this question of proportionality is one that...
No, answer my question. I've been answering your question. You answer mine.
It's actually not my job to answer your questions. It's not.
Oh.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to show you something from this interview, right? This is Bassem Youssef. And who is Bassem Youssef? You want to know this guy? Bassem Rafat Mohammed Youssef is an Egyptian comedian and a television host, right? He's an Egyptian comedian and a television host. So when you have checked this interview, he was more like being sarcastic, at the same time telling the truth in a sarcastic way, using dark humor and so on. It is an interesting conversation. But the highlight of this conversation, what I want you to pay attention is how the media control the narrative, and you are not supposed to question them. They don't want you to question media. Media has to be the one telling you and questioning you. Simple. Don't question media. Remember, the elites are in charge of the media platforms you are watching. They control the narratives, right? So what happened is this Israel and Hamas issue, what this media does is they want to know your side. Which side are you picking? But they don't want to tell you which side they are on. Even though they are the ones propagating and then perpetrating all these things happening. Just as I played a video from Kwame Nkrumah. But listen what happened here when he was asking Piers Morgan a question. Look at how Piers Morgan acted.
To view, you have to at least defend it. I'm telling you, there is no Hamas in the West Bank. What is the excuse? Not your excuse. What is the excuse to kill those people?
Israel claims they are fighting with Hamas, right? Now, when we say Hamas, who is Hamas? Hamas officially is the what? Islamic Resistance Movement, which is a Sunni Islamist political and military organization governing the Gaza Strip of the Palestinian territories. While it is headquartered in Gaza City, it has also a presence in West Bank, that is in the West Bank, in which Fatah exercises control. So that is why Israel took the reason to attack West Bank as well. But now, Bassem Youssef was asking Piers Morgan for his opinion. Now, I'm going to show you how media controls the narrative. Media, they only tell you what they want to tell you, not what you are questioning them. Remember, these media channels are owned by the elites. That is why Kwame Nkrumah kept using the word they. Salam, Brother Hassan. So listen.
Well, listen, this question of proportionality is one that...
No, answer my question. I've been answering your question. You answer mine.
It's actually not my job to answer your questions.
So whose job is this? Whose job is to answer the questions? That is why you cannot hold your politicians accountable. You ask them questions, they don't want to answer you. So whose job is to answer the questions? Who? Now, do you see the they will only put a puppet like somebody like Piers Morgan, and the Piers Morgan will go ahead and tell you he is not supposed to answer your questions. So who should we ask the questions? That's why they made a social media platform for you to just spew your nonsense, and it carries no weight. You think your president will come to social media and reading your handles and reading your statements and say, oh, yes, they are making sense, let me listen. No, it carries no weight. Because they are deflating your purpose in life. You are confused. You have no idea. And you think they are only doing it in political sense is based on religion as well. And that's why you are being infiltrated in religions, divided in religions, causing division, because that is the main objective of the elite, to cause division among every denomination, whether cultural, political, religious, everything. To cause division, divide and conquer. And then mentally enslave you by giving you sports, football, entertainment, music, everything. You understand? So you will be deflected, diverted. Your attention is on nonsensical issues, entertainment. Ukraine is dying, but you are busy watching Champions League football and so on. Ukraine is dying, you are watching American Idol, X Factor, and everything. Ukraine is dying, you want to World Cup to go and have fun whilst Ukraine is dying. Now we have Hamas and Israel issue going. Media will just deflate the news, make you think that the war is justified. Then you will just be sitting believing every nonsensical source of information you read or see, you believe. Whilst forgetting the movies you are watching, they show you murder and everything, but it's just acting. Do you think the same media cannot put the same type of videos for you online to make you believe that this is what is actually happening, whilst the real thing happening is different? So when you are talking to people who are actually in the war front, what they are facing is different from what you are reading on social media. Yes. If right now they are telling you about 1,000 people died within less than two hours, which news station was able to go around and count the dead bodies? What? How did they know it's 2,000 or 1,000? How did they know it's 50? Or how? Who was there? You forgot what God told you in Quran chapter 49 verse 6? If you are a believer, God says, if an immoral person brings you news What do you have to do? You have to investigate. Fatabayyanu, you have to ascertain. You have to investigate. How do you investigate? Are you going to investigate by the same media channels owned by the elites, controlling the narratives, trying to lie to you? Why don't you find people in the war front and ask them those questions, what they are facing? They will tell you the reality. Then you know something doesn't add up. Now, Bassem Youssef was asking Piers Morgan a question. He said he is not in the position to answer the question. So who is supposed to answer the question? Oh, but Piers Morgan is in the position to ask him questions? The irony. Piers Morgan wants to know his point of view so that he can give it to the elites. But Piers Morgan is not ready to answer the question. I'm going to show you how the media play with your conscience. Let's do away with Piers Morgan. I'm going to play Elon Musk interview with a BBC host interviewing him. The name of the BBC host is James Clayton. Now listen carefully, because Elon Musk was a powerful man, a man of money, wealth, and a powerful man, a man who has a voice. Look how he controlled the narrative. The BBC journalist did not want to answer the question. He thought Elon Musk was just going to sit there like a sheep and being questioned without he getting the chance to reciprocate. So I'm going to show you what happened so that you understand how the media are playing with our conscience throughout this issue of Hamas and Israel. Right? Some people might say, babashuaib, why all of a sudden, why are you talking about this issue? Because I'm heading to a point. It has to do about Islam and religion. I'll be quoting verses and I'll be showing you, but I'm building a foundation before we go into the lecture itself. Then you understand what is going on, right? Okay. So now, this is what Piers Morgan told. This is what he told this guy, right? Now, listen to what Piers Morgan said.
Well, listen, this question of proportionality is one that...
No, answer my question. I've been answering your question. You answer mine.
It's actually not my job to answer your questions. It's not.
Okay, not your job.
Not.
I agree with you.
I'm more interested in you, who has family in Gaza, who's an Egyptian in the Middle East, right? I'm more interested in what you have to say.
Okay, I'm telling you. I think Hamas is the problem, okay?
Right.
Now, let's say Hamas is removed.
When Bassem Youssef said, let's say, he's not actually, this is being sarcastic. He's not actually affirming that Hamas is the problem, but he said, let's say that Hamas is the problem. Piers Morgan told him, I agree. Right? Piers Morgan just told him, I agree. But let's see.
That's Hamas. Yeah. I'm agreeing with everything. You want me to condemn Hamas? I will condemn Hamas, Hummus, Hassan, everybody. Guys, so wait.
Okay. So this is how media works. This is how the media works. Piers Morgan is a popular media host, like on the media. It's a journalist on the programs, right? So they use such puppets to actually control the narrative of what you hear, what you want to listen, and how the narratives go. But they don't want you to hear their point of view, who they are representing, who they are defending. So I'm going to play a video to show you how the media controls the narrative. They only want to hear from you, and they don't want you to hear from them. And I'll tell you how confused they are, the media themselves, if they have to tell you their point of view, because they know the elites are lying to us. So now I'm going to play Elon Musk video and check what happened here with this journalist. Check here.
Unless you allow people you don't like to say things you don't like. Otherwise, it's irrelevant. And if at the point at which you lose free speech, it doesn't come back.
I think the issue some people have is that a lot of people were brought back. I mean, some people were brought back who were previously banned for spreading things like QAnon conspiracies. You have people like Andrew Tate who were brought back, who were previously banned for things like hate speech. Do you think you prioritize freedom of speech over misinformation and hate speech?
Well, you know, who's to say that something is misinformation? Who's the arbiter of that?
The question Elon Musk is asking is to get the host or the interviewer to actually bring a secret out. Who is the elite? Who are they? that actually has to decide what somebody has to say on social media or somebody doesn't have to say. Who? He's questioning the host. Who? Because he is an elite himself. He's wealthy, he's rich. Remember, the elites are very wealthy, they are very rich. They control the narratives. They control the wars you see happening. They control every aspect of your livelihood this modern day. You whatever is going on. Social media, whatever you are seeing going on right now. Entertainment, they control all the sides. So listen.
Is it the BBC?
You remember, BBC, they control a lot of the news you listen to, right? And you watch, right? Okay, so Elon Musk is questioning. Who is in charge of that?
You literally asking me.
Yes.
Now, Elon Musk is asking him a question. This James Clayton is now asking you, so you're literally asking me? What? So you thought he cannot ask you a question? Just like the Sunnis who also do the same thing. They will ask you a question, and when you ask them a question back, they don't want to answer you, but they want you to be in the position of answering always. That it shows you the form of arrogance and having this pride of thinking one is an elite in order to be in the position to only ask questions and they are not willing to answer.
Well, no, you are the arbiter on Twitter because you own Twitter.
Yes, I'm saying who is to say that one person's misinformation is another person's information? The point at which you said that there is this is misinformation. Like, who is going to decide that?
You accept that misinformation can be dangerous, that it can cause real-world harms, that it can potentially cause...
Yes, so the point I'm trying to make is that the BBC itself has, at times, published things that are false. Do you agree that that has occurred?
I'm quite sure the BBC have said things before that turn out to not...
Do you see the trap? Do you see the entrapment Elon Musk put the host on? BBC at a point of time also put in false informations. And because Elon Musk is a powerful man, he is in that position to say these things out. Now he's questioning the host. Then the host is saying, oh, I assume, you see, he started stammering. Somebody who doesn't stammer, when the moment the person starts stammering, there's a problem. Now check, when Elon Musk asked him the question.
The point at which you said that there is, this is misinformation. Like, who is going to decide that?
You accept that misinformation can be dangerous, that it can cause real-world harms, that it can potentially cause...
Yeah, so the point I'm trying to make is that the BBC itself has, at times, published things that are false.
Elon Musk says BBC has, at times, published information that are false. And they still do it to today. Al Jazeera does it. CNN does it. Fox News does it. All the news stations, they still do it. I'm heading towards Israel and the Hamas issue, and I'm going to be going into the Quran, and you see how you've been manipulated all this while, all these years, to make everything believable. We call it mental slavery.
Do you agree that that has occurred?
I'm quite sure the BBC...
You see how he started stammering? That's the host, James Clayton. He started stammering. Now listen.
BBC have said things before that turn out to not be true.
Right.
You see? So now Elon Musk pushed him to the wall and he's forced to answer that question. Then he says, BBC has done things before that. It happens to be false information. His bosses, the elites are listening to him now saying this. They didn't want him to answer Elon Musk, but Elon Musk pushed him to the wall. So now let's check.
It is, whatever it is, 100-year history, I'm quite sure.
Yes. Even if you aspire to be accurate, there are times when you will not be.
We've spoken to people very recently who were involved in moderation, and they just say there's not enough people to police this stuff, particularly around hate speech in the company. Is that
what hate
that
speech are you talking about? I mean, you use Twitter.
Right.
Do you see a rise in hate speech?
I mean,
but just a personal anecdote, like what?
Still, Elon Musk is asking a simple question. This is a simple question of yes or no. He's a human being. He's not a robot. So you should know what is going on if you're using Twitter as well. So Elon Musk is now questioning him. He thought the interview will only be like Elon Musk will sit down and then you ask Elon Musk, you own Twitter? Yes. How many people are there? 3. Oh, what do you do there? 4. How old are you? 7. He thought Elon Musk would be that kind of person, sitting down, just answering questions. No. Even me, babashuaib, when I'm having a discussion with you, I wouldn't be answering your questions alone. We go back and forth. I have to let you sit up as well. So check what was going on here.
You do? I don't.
Personally, for you, I would see I get more of that kind of content. Yeah, personally, but I'm not going to talk to the rest of for the rest of Twitter.
So you see more hate speech personally?
I would say I would see more hateful content in that.
Content you don't like or hateful? What do you mean to describe a hateful thing?
Yeah, I mean, just.
It was supposed to be an interview where Elon Musk was supposed to do the explanation, the answering, the everything. Do you see what Elon Musk did? He turned the tables around, pushed it to the host. Now the host has to be doing the explanation, and he's confused. He doesn't have the words, and that is not what BBC intended for the host to do, right? Okay.
Content that will solicit a reaction, something that may include something that is slightly racist or slightly sexist, those kinds of things.
So you think if something is slightly sexist, it should be banned?
No.
Is that what you're saying?
I'm not saying anything. I'm saying.
Well, I'm just curious.
So now the host is saying, I'm not saying anything, but he has been saying already. Elon Musk pushed him to the wall. He has been saying a lot already, but he's not paying attention to what is going on. So listen.
So I'm trying to understand what you mean by hateful content. And I'm asking for specific examples. And you just said that if something is slightly sexist, that's hateful content. Does that mean that it should be banned?
Well, you've asked me whether my feed, whether it's got less or more. I'd say it's got slightly more.
That's why I'm asking for examples. Can you name one example?
I honestly don't use. Honestly, I
don't. You can't name a single example.
I'll tell you why. Because I don't actually use that for you feed anymore. Because I just don't particularly like it.
But you said
a lot of people are quite similar. I only look at
hang on a second.
My
you said you've seen more hateful content, but you can't name a single example. No.
You see the irony? Do you see what the media do? What they do? The host is saying he has seen more hateful comments or informations on what? On Twitter. But now the Twitter owner is just asking him a simple question. Give me one example. Just one example is a problem. Now listen, he couldn't answer Elon Musk.
Not even one.
I'm not sure I've used that feed for the last 3 or 4 weeks.
Then how did you see the hateful content?
Because I've been using Twitter since you've taken it over for the last 6 months.
Okay, so then you must have at some point seen for you hateful content. I'm asking for one example.
Right.
And you can't give a single one.
And I'm saying
then I say so that you don't know what you're talking about.
Really?
Yes, because you can't give me a single example of hateful content, not even one tweet, and yet you claimed that the hateful content was high.
Well,
do you see what the media does? That's how they control the narrative, giving false information about everything. But yet, when you go on social media to put any information which is right, they will censor your information and say this is false. Then they will even write fact check. They will write fact check because they control the narrative. But because this man is powerful and a wise man, do you see how he's, manhandling the host? Now, all this I'm building towards the Israel and Hamas issue. That's why I'm playing the video. I just want to show you how the media manipulate what you listen to and what you understand, what they are telling you.
That's a false.
No, what I claimed,
you just lied.
What I claimed was there are many organizations that say that kind of information is on the rise. Now, whether it has on my feed or not. I mean, right, and
literally
you can look at something
one.
Like the Strategic Dialogue Institute in the UK. They will say that. So
look, people will say all sorts of nonsense. I'm literally asking for a single example, and you can't name one.
Right, and as I already said, I don't use that feed. But
then how would you know that?
I don't think this is getting anywhere.
You literally said you experienced more hateful content, and then couldn't name a single example.
Right, and as I said,
that's absurd.
I haven't actually looked at that feed.
Then how would you know this hateful content?
Because I'm saying that's what I saw a few weeks ago. I can't give you an exact example. Let's move on. We only have a certain amount of time.
You see, he wants to evade what Elon Musk is asking him and want to just go on asking Elon Musk questions. He doesn't want to use his reasoning to answer anything because this is how the media controls the narratives. They don't want you to hear their part. It's about what they want you to be saying to cause the controversy. The more things you say, the more controversy arises.
COVID misinformation. You changed the COVID misinformation.
Has
rules.
BBC changed its COVID misinformation?
The BBC does not set the rules on Twitter, so I'm asking you.
No, I'm talking about the BBC's misinformation about COVID.
I'm literally asking you about, you changed the labels, the COVID misinformation labels. There used to be a policy, and then it then disappeared. Why do that?
Well, COVID is no longer an issue. Does the BBC hold itself at all responsible for misinformation regarding masking and side effects of vaccinations, and not reporting on that at all? And what about the fact that the BBC was put under pressure by the British government to change its editorial policy? Are you aware of that?
This is not an interview about the BBC.
Oh, so. You thought it wasn't?
Do you see that now Elon Musk is pushing the narrative back to BBC? You see the guy is telling him this is not an interview about BBC, so it's only going to be based on Elon Musk and Twitter. What? So you get to ask questions and he cannot ask you question back because you forget you are throwing debt to his, platform as well. And that's the same thing the Sunnis do to us when we claim we follow the Quran, and they want to throw debt in our eyes by only asking questions, and they don't want you to ask them questions back. Do you see what media does? Now let's go.
I see now why you've done Twitter Spaces. I am not a representative of the BBC's editorial policy. I want to make that clear. Let's talk about something else. You want to talk about the BBC?
You too.
All right, let's talk about something else.
You weren't expecting that.
Okay. So now, this is how the media controls the narrative. They get to ask you the questions. You don't get to ask them questions back. Okay. So now I'm going to play the video to show you how they twist the narrative, tell you lies on everyday news you watch. Because remember, whenever there is war, people want to watch the news. People want to listen what is going on. These people are lying to you from beginning to end. The truth they tell you out of 100% is like 5%. The rest, you have to very, very be aware and investigate. Okay. So let me put this video here. Then you get to see how they control the issue of Israel and Hamas, how they are controlling the news that you always listen to and watch. This is what they are telling you. But even though they are cameras and journalists, they don't show you these things. They don't show you. All they see is they'll show you bomb, boom, there's a bomb. Then they will claim, oh, this is Hamas or this is Israel. This is how media controls the narratives. Always.
Aftermath, the story from shocked reporters was much the same.
People were shot and killed in their beds.
Another journalist, he just take people were shot and killed in the beds. This is how media adds up to the manipulative news every time for you to take a side and hate a particular group. Now, the reasons why I'm going in depth with these issues, if you go to Quran chapter 5 verse 8, this is what God says. God says, "O you who believe, be upright for God as witnesses in justice, and do not wrong yourselves by hating a people in order not to act justly. Act justly, it is nearer to piousness, and beware of God. Indeed, God is conversant with what you do." John chapter 4 verse 135. God says, "O you who believe, be upright in justice as witnesses for God, even if it is against yourselves, or parents, or relatives, whether he is rich or needy, for God is more deserving to both of them. So do not follow inclination, lest you counterreact. And if you distort or turn away, then indeed God is conversant with what you do." When you are dealing with informations, number one, Quran chapter 49 verse 6, when an immoral person brings you news, investigate. If Elon Musk can sit in front of a BBC journalist and tell him, "Do you admit that the BBC sometimes passes out false information out there?" The BBC journalist affirmed. He said, yes, he agrees. You and I know media stations can lie to you. So when is it that they are telling us the truth, and when is it that they are lying? When a disaster happens in just 1 hour, You will see like the likes of Al Jazeera, BBC telling you about 1,400 people are dead. Who did the counting? What? Hello? Who did the counting? How do you know 1,400 people? Just like that? How? Yes, we know people are dying. It is not a lie. But the media controls the narrative so that you think every fighting they are doing is justified. Then you take the wrong side. You go and support blindly. So even if it's a Muslim doing the wrong thing, you say, oh, he's a Muslim, so I support him. I support the Muslims. Even if it is Israel not on the wrong, you go and go against them because I hate Israel. This is how they play with your conscience. You take a side. You become the fool. You fail to investigate. Then people are there seeking help. You neglect them because you think, oh, who is this? They are doing a war crime. We have to stand up. Do you think the world elites, they care about you claiming Israel has done a war crime? Do you think they care about you claiming Hamas has done a war crime? Do you think they care about you? Think twice. I'm serious. On social media, you are just wasting your time writing your useless opinions. Do you think they care about your opinions? It carries no weight. When we go out on the streets to show our concern, we demonstrate. That is when the leaders care about your feelings. They don't care when you write your feelings on social media. It does not harm a fly. When they see you in your numbers physically, red-eyed, voicing out, are you saying this war cannot be stopped in the blink of an eye? It can be stopped. What do you think the world leaders care? They don't care because your purpose has been deflated. So you have no idea what our purpose is. Yes. And that is how they manipulate religion. They manipulate your politics. They manipulate your education. They manipulate your culture, everything, your trade, everything. The reason why I'm doing a lecture of such is to raise awareness, to make you know yourself. I have a motivational speech I gave. It's on my YouTube channel. Go search for my playlist, motivational. Search for my podcast, motivational. You have to know yourself so that nobody will lie to you about yourself. Yes, know yourself. Media are being bought and paid for. They control the narratives. Don't just get up in the morning, you read news, they tell you 1,000 people died. Oh, they killed 1,000 people by airstrike. So that will make you hate Hamas. Then all of a sudden, oh, Israel bombed 1,000 kids, and that will make you hate Israel. This is how they control your brains. I'm serious. This is how they control the narrative. Look, what happened in Turkey? What happened in Morocco? What happened in Afghanistan? The earthquakes. Let earthquake happen in 1 hour. All of a sudden, the news station will just write, 20,000 people are dead. Excuse me, who did the counting? Within 1 hour, who did the counting? 20,000 people are dead? What? Look, the political agenda here is to reduce your population by numbers on the scale so people will find it believable. So even if there are 50,000 people in your country, the media has already lied to the people that 10,000 is gone. So everybody thinks your number is down now. You are just 10,000 people left. Do you see how they manipulate news, information? I'm not saying there's no truth in what they tell you. Most of what they tell you is a lie because they have an agenda. But do you know they have an agenda? You don't know. You are just wake up and you say, BBC, mashallah, I believe BBC. Just like they tell you, Sahih Bukhari, the sheikhs do. Sahih Bukhari says it. We should breastfeed adults. Mashallah, Sahih Bukhari says it. So we agree. BBC says it. CNN says, so you agree. Don't question them. Just follow. Don't question. Follow and see what they will do to you. Now, I'm going to take you to when we say Israel, children of Israel, Bani Israel, we are not talking about the Israel next to Palestine. No. That is not the Bani Israel you find in the Quran. No. That Israel you are seeing next to Palestine never existed in any of the sacred books, holy books, whether Bible, whether Quran, no book. That Israel was only formed in the year 1948. The children of Israel, Bani Israel, were the ones given Egypt, Misra, to live, Masr, that you now call Egypt, right? Bani Israel were the ones given that land. They were given both east and west. Go to world map. Let me show you something. I'm going to show you something, right? I'm going to show you something interesting. So you pay attention and watch. Yeah, Alhamdulillah, Abu Idris. I'm going to show you something interesting, what is going on in the world. And then people are sleeping, right? And the injustice is happening all over the world. Now check the screen. When you watch the screen, you see Egypt, right? That is modern day Egypt. For those on Facebook and YouTube, they can see. Those on TikTok, you cannot see. So modern day Egypt, do you see where Israel is? Now look how big Israel is. Where is Palestine? They don't put Palestine on the map. They don't put Palestine on the map. They only put Israel. Then you see Jordan, you see Syria, you see Lebanon. The question is, where is Palestine? Because the agenda is to wipe Palestine out. That's the agenda, to wipe them out totally. I'm going to give you a gist here. The gist is found in Quran chapter 5, verse 82. I'm going to put it on the screen so that you understand what is going on in the world, right? Quran chapter 5, verse 82. Let's go to the screen, right? In Quran chapter 5, verse 82, I share the screen here. You will find that the worst of people in antagonism to those who have believed are the Jews. And when we say the Jews are different from Bani Israel. Bani Israel are the Asbat, they are the clan. They originated as a clan, and then they became nations, and then they became the Asbat, the grandsons, and then they became nations, right? But when we say Jews is about a religion. Judaism is a religion. Even though they will tell you, no, it's not. It's a creed. It's a religion. Christianity is a religion. The children of Israel are different from the Christians and the Jews. You can be part of the children of Israel and become a Christian. You can be part of the children of Israel and you become a Jew. You can be part of the children of Israel and you are a Muslim. And I'm going to show you the evidence. But children of Israel are not Jews. Children of Israel are not Christians. Children of Israel are not anything else. When it comes to their faith, they are Muslims, submitted to God. Now, the reason why you see the sheer hatred among the Jews of today, the modern day Israel, you are seeing as a nation, it never existed in the past. Yeah, Mohammed, I see you. It never existed in the past. It only existed in the year 1948 as a state, approved by the United Nations. And the United Nations are only governed by the elites. When Kwame Nkrumah was just telling you, those are the they I'm talking about. The G40s, the United Nations, the whatever secret societies, they are the elites. They control the narratives you are seeing in the world. They control the wars you are seeing in the world. So when we say Jews, these are the ones you see in Israel right now. They are not the Bani Israel. No. So don't be fooled when the Sahih Bukhari hadith use. I keep telling you, the children of Israel, this is how the Masjid al-Aqsa, this Masjid al-Aqsa you see there was not built at the time of Prophet Muhammad. Yes, I'm serious. Go and look it up. These things they keep telling you, Masjid al-Aqsa, whatever. Look, Jesus, Musa, they were not based in this country. I'm serious. So the agenda is to wipe out Palestinians who are Muslims, right? To wipe them out and then take their land. So imagine me, babashuaib, being a Ghanaian, then I'll come to Finland, then I'm trying to wipe out all of Finnish people and then take their land. Who is more unjust here? To wipe you out and take your land. Who is more unjust? Okay. Quran chapter 5 verse 82. You will find that the worst of people in antagonism to those who have believed are the Jews, as well as what? Those who associate others, whether it is idolaters. And you will find that the nearest of them in friendship to those who have believed are what? Are those who say, we are what? Christians. Do you understand? Yeah, thank you very much, Maroon Khalif. Those who say we are Christians, they are closer to the believers in friendship. We are Christians. That is because there are pastors and monks among them, and that they are not arrogant. And that is why you see Christians can mutually sit with Muslims. And that is why the Europeans give Muslims the chance to come to Europe and seek asylum. You can see how Christians give you accommodation. They give you places to live. They receive you in Europe amicably. Because Christians don't hate you because you believe in God. Do you understand? They don't hate you because you pray, you do. No. Christians don't hate you. But the Jew, oh my God, he will wipe you out just like he's wiping out Palestine. The reason why the elite are not talking is they are in favor of Israel. You think it's a joke? The media stations they are controlling are in favor of Israel. Yes. That is why they are not talking. That is why the war can be going. They can be catapulting Palestine, and everybody will be quiet. And then you are wondering, hey, why are the Arab League quiet? Why are they not saying it? Can they say anything? When Saddam was being dealt with, did they say anything? When Gaddafi was being dealt with, did they say anything? You're forgetting that. That's hypocrisy. You don't know, right? So is it you now, you based in America, you based in Finland, you based in Ghana, you are going to be shouting on social media, hey, justice for Hamas, justice for Israel. What? They don't care about you. The elites are in charge. They decide what goes on. The idea is to wipe out Palestine. Yes, reduce them by the number. Yes. That's why when you check the Google map, you don't see Palestine there. You only see Israel. I just showed you the map. It's Israel you see. Where is Palestine? You think they care about you? The Jews are in charge. America is in support of the Jews. You are a Muslim, you are based in America, forget it. What you say on social media, hoot. You want to make a difference, go out and demonstrate. Go out in your numbers. This is what the elite are scared of. Because without people, a leader can never be powerful. But on social media, a leader is always powerful. You can say whatever you want, he can block you. He just takes a button to block you. When he blocks you, nobody hears you again. You are just in your house shouting. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm only doing this perspective to educate you, to give you to liberate you from mental slavery, so that you know how the narratives works in the world. The ones who have the power to speak can be silenced. People like Jordan Peterson, people like you name them, they can be silenced at any given time because the degrees, the qualifications they gave it to you. The elite gave it to you. They will silence you because you are in their hands. You left God on the side. Ignorance is bliss. You don't study, you're done. Now, the reason why I put the verse on the screen is to show you that there's a difference between Israel and Jews. The Israel you are watching today, 1948, as a state, it was a small state. But now go and check the map of Palestine. What you see is Israel. Israel has taken over. Palestine is left with a little land like this because they keep bombarding them. They keep killing them. They keep reducing them in number. And then they own the media stations. They control the narratives. They keep telling you they beheaded about 48 children. Where is the picture? Where is the video? Did they show you? They told you they killed Osama bin Laden till today. Did you see the video? Did you see the pictures? Where is it? Where is the video? Now they'll be relying on AI to program a new version and give it to you and say, oh, this is when Osama was killed. It's about media. Control the media, you control the world. This is what Kwame Nkrumah was telling you. Do you understand my point? So let's go on. I'm going to show you this. So when we say the children of Israel, Bani Israel, we are not talking about the Israel found in 1948. That land was called Palestine. In 1946, 1945, 1944, 1943, there was no country called Israel on earth. Listen and listen good. In the year 1940, 1941, 1942, coming upwards, there was no country on earth called Israel. But how does the division happen? The division happened just as Kwame Nkrumah told you. In the national front, they cause division. By political means, cultural means, religious means, they use all these means to divide you and conquer, mentally enslave you, to tell you the narrative on how things has to work. The same Israel you are seeing today, the Jews are in control of United States of America as well. They are in control of music you listen to in the world. The music, the hip-hop, the whatever, they are in control. The X Factors you are watching, they are in control. You name it, the football, the whatever you are watching, they are in charge of entertainment. They are in charge of the big corporations and big companies you are watching. They are in charge of the banks. You save money. You think they are small? This is what they call the elites. They make the decisions in the world. And that is why they are killing. When they are killing, nobody can tell them to stop. Nobody can sanction them. Because the other elite who can sanction them have been bought and paid for. So who are you to sanction Israel? To see, hey, we are going to ban Israel. Is it today they started killing Palestinians? Is it today? No. They started a long time ago. What has your protest on the social media done? Nothing. When you go to Quran chapter 2 verse 140, right? Before we go there, when we say the children of Israel, people actually think we are talking about Jews and Christians or the white people in the Israel next to Palestine. No. That country called Israel is a new country, 1948. Write it down and look it up. When we say children of Israel, we are talking about a tribe. When we say Asbat, it can be tribe or grandsons. Originated as a clan. If you go to Quran chapter 12 verse 8, chapter of Joseph, you will see how the children of Israel originated. It's a clan. The 12 children of Jacob, right? They, became the children of Israel. So it is as when we say Uzbatun is a clan. But when we say Asbat is like a tribe, right? So this clan became a tribe going forward, multiplying, going forward. Now, when you read in the Quran, for instance, you go to Quran chapter 2, verse 140. I put it on the screen. In Quran chapter 2, verse 140, it says, or are you saying that Abraham, Ishmael, Isaac, Jacob, and the grandsons, that is the Asbat, you see it here? Well, Asbat in Quran chapter 2, verse 140. Are you saying that they were Jewish or Christians? No, they were not. The Asbat were not Jewish. They were not Christians because those aspects are religions. So the God says to the messenger, say, are you more knowing or is God? And who is more unjust than one who conceals a testimony with him from God? And God is not heedless of what you do. Right? Okay. Now, what I want you to see is, if you go to Quran chapter 7, verse 160, I'm going to tell you about the real children of Israel. For those who don't know about this, you can watch my lecture on the children of Israel. You find it on my YouTube channel, right? The children of Israel. Now, if I take you to Quran chapter 7, verse 160, the Asbat I'm talking about, God says, and we divided them into 12 tribal nations, right? We divided them into what? 12 tribal, that is Asbatan, nations. And we inspire to Moses when his people ask him for water. So when you read, you see the context coming down. So after God has divided this Asbat into 12 tribal nations, what happened is, if you go to Quran chapter 5 verse 12, he chose for all these tribal nations a leader. So in Quran chapter 5 verse 12, for God had already taken a covenant with the children of Israel, not this Israel, the children of Israel as a what? As a tribe. Children of Israel, and we delegated 12 chiefs among them, because God already divided them into 12 tribal nations. So then every tribe has a chief as a leader among them. And God said, I am with you if you establish the salat and give the zakat, believe in my messengers, honor them, and lend God a good loan. I will atone your bad days for you and will admit you into gardens beneath which rivers flow. But whoever among you disbelieves, after that, then he has strayed from the straight way. Okay. So we see how God divided the 12 tribal nations and then gave them chiefs, right? The leaders. Now, the real children of Israel, which land were they made to inherit? I'm going to show you something. Quran chapter 7, when you start reading from 130, it's talking about Moses and Pharaoh, right? Now, when you read from 130 up to 137, when you read up to 137, this is what it says. And we caused the land, or we transmitted to the people who were oppressed, that is the people of Moses, the children of Israel, after God divided them into 12 tribal nations, with Moses, together with Moses, we transmitted to the people who were oppressed the eastern of the land and its western. So I'm going to show you something. Do you see on the screen here? Okay, let me give you the map of Egypt, right? Okay. I'm going to show you something interesting, right? Now check the map you are looking on the screen here. Let me maximize it a bit. Yeah, the map you're checking on the screen. What I want you to see is, please let me know if you can see it clearly. Yeah, you are all welcome. Thank you, Erica Brooke. Do you see modern day? This is modern day Egypt, right? Just like Saudi Arabia is also a modern day Saudi Arabia. When Prophet Muhammad was on earth, there was no country called Saudi Arabia. Just like the country I come from Ghana. In the year 1956, there was no country on earth called Ghana. In the year 1956, Ghana became a country in the year 1957. We gained independence and we named ourselves Ghana. So before 1957, Ghana was called Gold Coast, because that is where the British, the Portuguese, the whatever came to, take our golds and whatever. Right? So Ghana was called Gold Coast. So after 1957, Ghana was finally called Ghana. So whoever was based in that country at that time, before Ghana gained independence, was not a Ghanaian. It was after Ghana gained independence, then Ghana became Ghana. So same goes with the country you are calling Egypt, modern day. In the times of Pharaoh, there was no country called Egypt. No. Yeah, I don't know if this part makes sense to some people. If you are listening to me, listen carefully. Just as I showed you, the country now called Israel, in the year 1948, it was formed as Israel, as a country. In the year 1940, 1941, 1942, there was no country on earth called Israel. It never existed. Listen. This is how media plays with your conscience and informations are manipulated to you. with in front of you. So pay attention to how you follow news or informations. I'm going to show you something, right? So this country you are looking at in the olden days is called Misra. And when we say Misra, is the modern day what you call Egypt. Just as when you go to the Quran chapter 33 verse 13, there is a city called Yathrib. Yathrib is modern day, we call it Medina. But the word Medina, when you take it back into Arabic language, it means the city. It is city, like a big city. It's called Medina in Arabic language. So modern day, we call Yathrib, we call it Medina. But Medina simply means city. But in the time of Muhammad alayhi salam, we call it Yathrib. But it has been given a modern name. Do you understand? Okay. So now we have Misra. This Misra, now we call it Egypt. This Egypt, when you read from the Quran, when Pharaoh was based there, and God annihilated Pharaoh, he took this land and gave it to the children of Israel. He gave both the western and the eastern part of the land to what? Israel, the children of Israel. Now, when you look at the map carefully, check where Israel, the modern day Israel is. The modern day Israel, where they are, all this part was called Palestine. It's called Palestine. But today, if you are talking about Palestine, you go to the map, they don't put it there because they want to wipe it out totally. What you see is, you see Israel, you see Jerusalem, you see West Bank, you see, they don't put Palestine on the map because they want to take it out. Okay. Now, the reason why I'm showing you this part is, let's analyze this verse. In Quran chapter, where's the verse? Sorry. In Quran chapter 7, verse 137, God says, and we transmitted to the people who were oppressed the eastern of the land and its western, which we had blessed therein. And the good word of your Lord was fulfilled to the children of Israel for what they had endured. And when we say children of Israel, please listen carefully. I'm not talking about the Jews based in the country called Israel right now. That's not what I'm talking about. Those are not the children of that. That is not what we call Bani Israel. No. Those are not the people of Moses. For what they had endured, and we destroyed what Pharaoh and his people were manufacturing and what they were erecting of trellis. Now, okay. So we can see from the Quran, God actually made the children of Israel inherit the land, its western and its eastern. When you check on the map here, you can see this is modern day Egypt. This is Misra. This is where the land where Pharaoh was based. But God gave the eastern and the western both to the children of Israel, not the Jews. Listen carefully. There's a difference between Jews and what? And what? The children of Israel. They are not the same. So the Jews who are claiming the land of Palestine now on that side is theirs. I'm going to show you something interesting. It's very controversial, but check. When I take you to Quran chapter 26, verse 52. Chapter 26, verse 52, I want to show you something interesting. It's a bit controversial, but let's check. God says, and we inspired to Moses that travel with my servants, indeed, you will be pursued. Then Pharaoh sent gatherers into the cities. Indeed, these people are a small gang. But indeed, they are irritating us. And so let us all watch out. Consequently, we ousted them from the gardens with springs. So God ousted Pharaoh with his soldiers from the gardens and with springs, right? As well as treasures. So this is what I want you to see. Treasures. And that is why the modern day Egypt possesses a lot of treasures there. So God ousted Pharaoh, even though they have the gardens with springs as well as treasures and an honorable place, right? This honorable place God gave them, God ousted them away from that. Then God says, thus, we cause the children of Israel to inherit them. Do you see? Thus, we cause the children of Israel to inherit them. To inherit what? The treasures, the gardens, the place, the springs, everything. God caused the children of Israel to inherit all this. Okay. Now, I'm building to a point. When you go to Quran chapter 17, you read from 101. It's talking about Pharaoh and Musa alayhi salam. When you read up to 104, this is what God says. Quran chapter 17, verse 104. And we said to the children of Israel, after who? Pharaoh, dwell in the land, and when the promise of the hereafter comes, we will bring you in gathering. God says, we said to the children of Israel, after who? Pharaoh, dwell in the land. Which land? Misra. And when the promise of the hereafter comes, we will bring you in gathering. Now the controversial issue. The children of Israel. The children of Israel were given the land. The children of Israel were given the land. So now if the children of Israel were given the land, which is Misra, after Pharaoh, ask yourself, this modern day Misra, who are those possessing that land? Who are those possessing that land? Okay. This modern day Palestine, who is trying to possess that land? Do you get the answer? The answer is clear, right? This modern day Palestine as well, who is trying to possess the land? Are you getting it? Do you get the point? Okay. But do you see what the Quran says, right? What the Quran says, is that what you are seeing right now? Is that the same possessors of the land right now there? No. Someone is in charge doing this. And the one doing that has been doing that all over the world. And is doing that with Palestine right now. Right? So that's the point. So the point is, because people have walked away from God. So this is the promise God is saying to the real children of Israel. This is what God is telling you in Quran chapter 7 verse 167. In Quran chapter 7 verse 167, God says, and when your Lord announced that he will send against them till the day of resurrection those who inflict on them an evil punishment. Indeed, your Lord is swift in penalty, and indeed, he is forgiving and merciful. The Arabs and the children of Israel, Bani Israel, are like this. We are related. We are together. But there is an imposter among us. That imposter is neither an Arab, neither is he part of Bani Israel. And that imposter is the one taking over all these lands belonging to us. You understand? They fight with you, whether by crook, whether by every means, to take you away from your lands. You understand? So the reason why I played Kwame Nkrumah's video was to show you the secret on how they have to do their divide and conquer. They enter into your country, enter into your culture, enter into your religion, they did it with this Islamic State. They are the same people who are funding the Al-Shabaabs, the Boko Harams. Ask yourself, the Al-Shabaab, the Boko Haram, Al-Qaeda, Taliban, ISIS, who is funding them? Who is giving them all this ammunition, everything? Who? You ask yourself, who? Ask yourself, who? Where do they get them from? Who is giving them? I'm asking you, who? Right? Okay. And that is why now the real Bani Israel have been divided on earth. Let me show you. If you go to Quran chapter 7, verse 169. Oh, sorry, wait. Let me see. 168 here. In chapter 7, verse 168, and God says, and we divided them on earth as nations. Some of them were righteous, and some of them were other than that. And we tested them with goodness and badness, so that they will revert. So God finally divided us as nations on earth, right? The children of Israel spread out through the earth, divided as nations. Now, somebody will say, oh, then brother, if the Arabs and the Bani Israel are related, how come we have different colors among us? I give an example. For instance, this is me, babashuaib. You can see I'm dark-skinned, right? I'm dark-skinned. My kids are light-skinned. My children, they are light-skinned. But they are my biological children. But they are light-skinned. So just because you see some disparity in color with Arabs and let's say Bani Israel, and you think, oh no, they cannot be related. Well, how come this color is different from this and this? And that is why Pharaoh was killing the sons of the children of Israel and leaving the women, so that they can mingle with them, copulate with them, and mix the color and mix the race. And that is what everyone does. And that's why in war, they kill the men and leave the women, so that they can use the women to multiply, so that they can have different colors and so on. Right? So this is how it came about that you see the Arabs going to that extent. Some Arabs are actually very dark-skinned as well. Yes, look through history. You see a lot of Arabs who are dark-skinned. You come to Africa, we have people who are dark. At the same time, they are light-skinned people in Africa. Yes, but they are black people. But they are light-skinned. Same good with Arabs also. We have dark-skinned and we have light-skinned. Right? So don't talk about color and say, oh, why are these Arabs light-skinned? Why are they fair? No. It can evolve. It can happen like that. Even in Africa, among black people, you have albinos. You have people who are white from head to toe. You understand? So it's not about that. But the point is, it's about heritage, right? The heritage we are talking about. We have an enemy between us. And the enemy, God has given you the hint in Quran chapter 5, verse 82. God says the Jews, they hate the believers. And it's evident. You see it everywhere. They hate you. I'm serious. I'm serious. They hate, it's a fact. So that is why they are trying to wipe out Palestine. So it's not a joke. You think it's a joke? But the point is, you and I can be manipulated by the media. And that is why I'm making such a lecture, to cause you to be aware. It is not about what you type on social media that will help us. Go out and demonstrate. Go out and speak out. Then the leaders can listen to you, and then the ceasefire can happen. The war can be stopped. I'm serious. Israel has a target to reduce the number of Palestinians. If they don't reduce that target, they will not stop. It is only the leaders who can signal that whistle. Hey, stop it. Before they stop. I'm serious. You think social media, you just type, look, Even on social media, you forgot Donald Trump was banned on social media by TikTok, by Twitter, even though he was the president. Do you understand? And this is what I'm telling you. Look, the elites are in control. Don't think the things you say on social media carries weight. It doesn't. In physical reality, the leaders need you, the people, to be powerful. So you have to show your power physically by coming together in as a united front. When we are divided, they conquer us easily. Easily. Nothing you say will carry weight. Nothing you say will make an impact. Right? So God says, we have brought you the truth, but most of you hate the truth. What I'm saying here is not to take any political stance. What I'm saying here is not to think I'm doing politics. I'm telling you the reality and the facts. I see people typing, telling me, oh, Baba, don't talk about this. Don't. You think I'm here talking about politics? I'm trying to wake you up. You are sleeping on what is actually happening in the real world. I'm not here to do politics. I'm not a part of political parties. Right? So don't be scared out of your ignorance. Don't be scared of what you don't understand. And that's what people do. People are afraid of what they don't understand. Right? Somebody will say, oh, Baba, why are you not talking about Quran today? Why? No. I know what I'm doing 100%. I'm not stupid. Right? I'm not here to tell you, oh, this leader is a fool. No. I know what I'm doing. I deal with fact. I have to deal with evidence. And God says in Quran chapter 3, verse 160, if God should support you, none can defeat you. Side with God and see what will happen. I give you this verse in Quran chapter 7, verse 169. I'm bringing this topic to an end. I don't know if I give the chance for callers, but let me read this verse before we end the topic, right? Quran chapter 7, verse 169. See what God told the children of Israel, right? In Quran chapter 7, verse 169, God says, then he succeeded after them, successors who inherited the Al-Kitab, taking the exhibition of this lower life and saying, we will be forgiven. But when an exhibition like it comes to them, they take it, was the covenant of the book not taken from them, that they would not say about God except the truth and study what is therein, and the home of the hereafter is better for those who are pious. Will you then not reason? We leave the book of God. Both the children of Israel and the Arabs, we all left the book of God. And then lying about God, not studying the book of God, and then lying about God at the same time. And that is why God says he will send people against us. That is the prophecy in Quran chapter 6, verse 1, chapter 7, verse 167. And when your Lord announced that he will send against them till the day of resurrection, those who inflict on them an evil punishment, indeed your Lord is swift in penalty, and indeed he is forgiving and merciful. So you can see the Arabs, your brothers, your cousins, your sisters are being killed. You don't say a word. You're quiet. When Morocco is doing well in the World Cup, hey, yeah, Morocco. Yeah, that's Palestine dying. We don't see you cheering up. Do you understand? A word to a wise is enough. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me put the number out there. I can give a chance for a few callers to call on and then give your views. Anyways, this is the correctionalofficer.myspreadshop.net. If anybody wants, if you are interested in this kind of shirts, it comes in different colors: black, blue, red, green, yellow, all the colors. I have the merch. If you are interested to support the movement, I appreciate it. You can get your copy. Thanks to brother Mohammed, based in Canada. I appreciate your support. This is with the help of Mohammed, we have this official logo available. And for those who don't know about my YouTube channel, Bush2G9, search me on YouTube, straightforward, you'll find me there. And for those who need the Great Quran hardcover, the hardcover copy, you can go to www.payhip.com/natsal, or you go to www.holvi.com/shop/natsal. You can search there and get the Great Quran hardcover. Then we have the GoFundMe which we have for at the moment, we have 37% already achieved. Hopefully we get to 50%, we start, right? I've spoken to those who are in charge of the distribution, and they are ready to get go for the distribution of the food items and items we have for the poor and the needy, God willing. So I appreciate your support for those who have actually donated. We have 37% out of the 100% so far, and which is a good sign. And God bless all those who have actually donated generously. I appreciate your support. And that is the page there, gofund.me/D57DD323. Thank you very much. You can check the link and see how much people have donated so far. So I put the number there. Anybody who wants to call to ask the question concerning what we spoke about or concerning Islam in general, I would love it if it is based on the topic of today. But anyway, if you are willing to learn about something, you're welcome to ask before I drop the mic for today. Right? So kindly type your question, or you call the WhatsApp line. For those on TikTok, I cannot put it on TikTok because TikTok doesn't allow me to put my number on the page, right? But however, the number is +358 466 803144 +358 466 803144. That is my WhatsApp number, the correctional officer's number. So that is the topic for today, where I've spoken about the media wars, how the media controls the narratives, that you have to pay attention to what you listen to and what you read on social media. They control the informations and they will lie to you a lot. So be careful what you listen to or what. Balogun says, they actually have agenda by accommodating believers, by providing foods and others. Yes, they do. It is still an agenda. Yes. Somebody says, hi, Baba, what are your thoughts on Sam Geran's work? I don't think I'm here to be a critic of what he does. I cannot speak about that. If you have any specific thing he has spoken about, you want me to speak, I can do that. But I don't have anything to say personally concerning his works. He's doing well in his own accord. I have no criticism for what he does. But if you have anything he has said which I find contradictory or something, then I can speak about it, right? So let's see. Yes, Amina says, exactly. Those groups can't even afford food, let alone arms. Yes, to be honest, they are being funded and the elite know about it. And when I say the elite, you know who I'm talking about. The same people who can be throwing bombs and missiles at people and nobody can stop them. Right? That is why these terrorists are powerful as well. Don't forget the Mujahideen. You remember the issue with Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump, when he exposed her of actually being the one who created ISIS and also funding the Mujahideens of Saudi Arabia to actually the Wahhabis and the Salafis, and their issues. All this, they are being infiltrated. And who is the main founder of all this? You know them, right? Yahudiya. They are the same ones who infiltrate your hadith books and all the books you are following, you think it is part of Islam. They are in charge of that. Somebody says, is having a girlfriend haram? If you have a friend who is a boy, it's also your boyfriend, right? If you have a girl who is your friend, that's a girlfriend. So if you say he's having a girlfriend, what do you actually mean? If you have a girlfriend, what are you doing with her? Are you doing something with her that married couples have to do? Then ask yourself again. If it's a girlfriend, it's just a friend. Girlfriend, yes. So it's not haram. But if you are talking about secret lovers, there's a question mark, right? Quran chapter 5, verse 5. Quran chapter 5, verse 5. Let's see what it says here. In Quran chapter 5, oh, sorry. In Quran chapter 5, verse 5, it says, "Today lawful for you are good things, as well as the food of those who were given the book is lawful for you, and your food is lawful for them, as well as the chaste among the believing women, and the chaste women among those who were given what? Who were given the book before you, when you have given them their fees as chaste women, not as fornicators, nor to be taken as secret lovers," Agdan, right? "And whoever disbelieves in the faith, then he has foiled his work, and he will be among the losers in the hereafter." So when you want to take a woman, you have given her a fee as a chaste woman, not as fornicators, and not to be taken as a secret lover. So if you are talking about girlfriend, not your secret lover, if you are talking about girlfriend, not for fornication, then fine, girlfriend is okay, right? But to go to the extent of secret lover, fornication, and you say girlfriend, that there's a problem, right? So that is your answer. Yes, what do we have here? Khalil says, "Salam alaikum. Is there a place in Quran that speaks of the Jew not being the real Jews and the Arab not being the real Arab?" That's a complicated question. You only know a Jew by the criteria of what they represent. You only know an Arab by the criteria of what they represent. That is how you get to know who they are. So you don't get to know by saying who is the real Jew and who is not a real Arab. It's a controversial, it's a complicated question, right? Nat says, "Salam Baba, Quran chapter 17 verse 4 talks about Allah declaring corruption on earth twice. Can you explain? Ignore if you already covered this in the stream earlier. I came just now." Quran chapter 17 verse 4 actually starts with a context from verse 1. So God is saying, "And we decree to the children of Israel." Like I said, Israel, these children of Israel, is not talking about the state of Israel in the year 1948, formed next to Palestine. That is not the Israel God is talking about in the Quran here. No. "And we decree to the children of Israel in the book that you will corrupt on earth twice, and you will rise in enormous haughtiness." And this context of this prophecy is based in the timeline of Prophet Muhammad alayhi salam. So when you read in the context of this chapter, starting from verse 1, and you go to verse 2, it talks about Musa alayhi salam. And God says, "And for we gave Moses the book, and we made it a guidance for the children of Israel, that do not take a representative besides me." Right? Then it goes up to verse 4. Then it goes up to verse 7 to tell you that even the children of Israel were using masjids. They had masjids. And apart from the masjid, they also are Muslims. According to Quran chapter 2, verse 140, they were Muslims. Right? They were not Jews or Christians. Children of Israel, they are the Asbat, the grandsons. Right? Okay. Yeah, you're welcome, Abdullah Abbas. Yes. Shima says the Israelis and Palestinians are more related to each other than they are to anyone else. In some instances, yes, I can agree. Yes, the modern day ones, yes, they are related. Black Bishop says, "Hi, sir. What's your view on jihad?" You have to be specific with what you mean by the jihad. Are you talking about the fighting jihad, or you're talking about the struggling jihad? The word jihad in Arabic, it means to struggle. It means to strive. It means sometimes, in some contexts, you can say to fight. So which type of the jihad are you talking about? Are you talking about fighting jihad? Which jihad are you talking about? I've done 2 hours, 10 minutes. Yeah, thank you very much, Bilal Jibril. Thank you. Yeah, Abdul Karim, I see you. Swale Salam. You see, this sister just Bina says, brother, please stay away these kind of topics. I don't want you to get demonized or get these people attention, much love. Don't be scared, my sister. Don't be scared at all. I'm using the Quran. I'm using the truth. I'm not saying things out of my whims and desires. The evidence is there. It's clear. If you go to Quran chapter 3, verse 173, this is what the believers said when they say, when you're trying to put fear. Those to whom the people said, indeed, people have gathered against you, so fear them, but it increased them in faith. And they said, God is sufficient for us, and as a wonderful representative. That is, in Arabic, we say, Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakil. Right? So don't be afraid at all. It's about speaking the truth. Right? If you have the truth, don't be afraid to speak it out. Right? So when it comes to the notion of fighting, as Black Bishop was asking, if I take you to Quran chapter 66, verse 9, this is what God told the prophet. He says, "O you prophet, fight the disbelievers and the hypocrites and be rough against them, for their refuge is hell, and wretched is the destiny." So in this context, the word jihad, the jihad here, it means to fight. So he says, Ya ayyuhan nabi, jahidul kuffara wal munafiqina wagluzu alayhim wa mawahum jahannam wa bisal masir. So here is about fighting. But it has a context. The fighting can be found in Quran chapter 8, Surah Al-Anfal. It can be found in Surah Tawbah chapter 9. There's fighting in the Quran, but based on the context and timeline of the prophet. Because the mushriks were fighting against him. The disbelievers and the hypocrites were fighting against him. They even drove him out of Mecca. Go to Surah Muhammad chapter 47, read up to verse 13. They drove him out of Mecca and he went to Medina. Went to Yathrib. And then he came back. In Quran chapter 48, verse 27, he came back with the disbelievers to Mecca. That is when God gave him the conquest. Surah Al-Fatih. Right? So understanding all this, when words are used in the Quran, try to understand the subject and the context and then the content. So the word jahid here is about fighting, right? To fight the disbelievers and the hypocrites and be rough against them. So this waguluz alayhim shows you the context of the jahid. Yeah, thank you very much, Black Bishop. Thank you very much, Balogun. I have to end the topic for now. I'm getting exhausted already. 2 hours has gone by. I don't want it to be too long. The last question. Is this overtaking people of the Egypt better than the original children of Israel? Bilal, I don't think I understand your question well, but he says, you said, is this overtaking people of Egypt, of the Egypt? You are trying to say, are they better than the original children of Israel? The answer is no, they are not better. But what I'm trying to show you is taking land away from people didn't start today. It is something which is there in history. People go to other people's land and take it from them, right? Look, I can tell you emphatically, American history, America was not discovered by the British. People were already there. The Red Indians were there. The Native Americans were there. Some black people were already there. Before America, the British people arrived in America. But however, if you are only reading history according to always, you'll be lied to. This is why you have to read from other sources as well. You check different sides of the story, right? To get the right history. Places like Canada, America, Caribbean, South America, you go. There were already black people. It's not as if the British people brought all black people to America. It's a lie. They lie to you. Of course, they did take some blacks there, but there were already some black people. There were red Indians there. There were natives there before America went there. But then they took over, and then they became their land. And America will just be boasting that we own the land. No, it's not true. So this is how people overtake lands and to overtake places. And very soon, if Palestine doesn't take care, Israel will be claiming the same thing. They will be saying, this land is ours, it's ours. Their grandchildren will be making that boast. Say, this land is for my father, my great-great-father. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, babashuaib is tired. The brother is asking a question. He says, where in the Quran he's asking a question. He says, where or what surah and verse does Allah state, man, I have created you in different colors so that you may know one another? In Quran chapter 49, verse 13, that is the verse on the screen, right? Where it says, O you mankind, indeed we have created you as male and female and made you nations and tribes that you may recognize each other. Indeed, the noblest of you in front of God is the most pious of you, right? That is the most important thing about humanity. We have to recognize each other. If you see a black person, you know this is from Africa. You see a Chinese man, you know this is from Asia. You see an Indian, you know this is from Asia. You see an Arab, you know this is from Middle East. You see an Europe, Caucasian, a white man, you know this is from Europe. You understand? This is how we recognize each other. Then again, when I see another Ghanaian, I can know this is from my tribe or this is from my nation. This is how we recognize each other. But the God says what? The noblest of you in front of God is the most pious of you. So the noblest of us in front of God is not about your color. You understand? So that is the verse. So ladies and gentlemen, this is where I bring the topic for today to an end, right? We talk about the media wars. The main issue today was to tell you how media controls the narrative, how they manipulate information you hear or see. So be careful when you are taking sides. Right? I'm not here to tell you I support Hamas or I support Israel or I support Palestine or I support who. No, I'm not here to tell you that. But I'm not here to support injustice and oppression. No. The oppressor must be condemned. The injustice, the one committing the unjust, must be condemned. And what are the world leaders doing? Sitting down playing the chess. Because it goes in their favor. They get the monies. Ukraine is still being bombarded. What are people doing about it? People are silent on that. Now we are talking about Israel, right? Last week, Afghanistan had an earthquake, right? A lot of people died. Did you see that much in the news? Do you see people doing anything to help? No. Morocco had, terrible earthquake. What was happening? Because the media controls the narrative. They don't have to stress any longer on these issues, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your time. I appreciate your support and your presence. This is the topic for today. We talk about the media wars. If you haven't watched from the beginning, kindly go back, sit down, and understand why I chose the topic for today and the reason why I'm speaking about this. People think, oh, maybe babashuaib is only talking about the Quran. He doesn't know what is going on. I know whatever is going on in the world. Sometimes I don't speak about it because there are better people who have to speak about it more than me. There are better people who have the bigger platforms, who have the bigger numbers, who can be heard. You understand? And that is why sometimes I hold my beak and stand on the backside. But it has gotten to a point I need to lay the foundation and let people understand it is more than what you see and what you hear. It is more than that. It is not about reading the news or checking what is, right? There's something under that. So thank you very much. Yeah, Baba said, thank you all for your presence. I appreciate the support. Thank you, Tariq Ayub, Bilal Jibril. Yes, sister, I see Musa Khan. Thank you for your support. Thank you all. Sister Alma Johnson, Fatima Chin, Naz Khan, all those who are watching, Sister Talia, all those who are here, Kudisiya, everyone who is available, who is not available, those watching later, Abdul Samad, Salis Jimmy, Balogul, all of you. Yeah, Brother Mohammed, I know you're watching. 7 layers, Sister Sarah, layers, all of you, Black Bishop, thank you all. I appreciate your presence. We keep in touch, and hopefully, let's see if I get to be online on Saturday, right? God willing, we get to see again if God allows that. So thank you. I appreciate your support. And this is the Correctional Officer, babashuaib. We get to meet again if God allows it. Thank you very much. And this is where I say peace and peace out. Thank you for the gift, Sarah Slays. And this is where I bounce. Thank you all. Peace out.